the best travel guitar you can get? Hey everybody, Jayce Allan here. Welcome back to the channel. So back in December, my wife and I took a vacation to a undisclosed location, and we flew, had a few flights, and I was really considering taking a guitar with me. In fact, going through the airport, I saw quite a few people lugging around the big guitar cases. Some of them acoustic guitars, and some of them were the electric guitar gig bags. And most people would just bring them onto the airport and then give them to the flight attendants, and they would put them in this closet that is kind of up near the front of the plane. Not all airlines are that accommodating. So sometimes they want you to check your guitar. I'm not sure if some people try to put their guitars in the overhead bins, which that seems a little risky, seeing how people kind of cram their luggage into the overheads. So I had actually played around with a couple concepts. I actually built this sort of headless guitar from an old Telecaster style guitar that I bought, a real cheap one on Amazon. And so I cut the head of it off and sort of mounted it on the back here and fashioned this sort of headless guitar with a single P90 in it. And surprisingly, this thing sounds pretty good. So I thought, well, to travel with it, I'll just take the neck off, and then it'll fit into standard luggage. But this needs some setup because the neck isn't quite right on it and things like that. And so I kind of ran out of time. And then I thought, well, I'd get a mini guitar. And basically what these are, I think this is a 30-inch, if I'm not mistaken. 30 inches long overall. And then the scale length on it is shorter. So this one comes out to a 19-inch scale length. So it's a regular 6-string guitar, but it's smaller. And I thought, well, maybe I could take the neck off of this one too and stick it in luggage. But I just didn't want to mess with it. So I opted to leave my guitars at home. And of course, going through the airport and seeing all the people with their guitars kind of made me homesick for my guitar. So, lo and behold, when I got home from my trip, I got an email from the folks at Journey Guitars, and I had actually looked at one of their guitars, the Telecaster style guitar. They have a ton of different styles, ranging from electric to acoustic, and I think some classical acoustic guitars. Definitely post some links in the description so you can see all the different models that they carry. This particular one, I think, is the Telecaster style. I'm not sure. I kind of told them a couple different guitars that I was interested in, and they just sent it to me. So we'll see. I haven't even opened it up yet, so let's get to that. So we're going to kind of go over this guitar. I'm going to unbox it first, give you an idea of how it's shipped. It comes in a pretty small box, and it comes with a case, a carrying case that is really interesting. I think you're going to find this guitar probably scores up at the top as far as travel guitars, if not the best travel guitar that you can get. Late last year, I reviewed 2 of the Donner Hush style guitars, and while those sort of fit the bill for a travel guitar, the neck does not separate from those guitars, and the case is pretty long. So if you're going by actual carry-on rules for an airline, those guitars don't quite fit. So you have to either arrange for them to store your guitar, you know, up front in the closet, they call it. Some airlines might force you to check them, or you can just try to get away with bringing it on as your personal item, even though it doesn't quite fit the dimensions of the personal item or even a carry-on. So that's why I opted to not take anything with me. But this guitar supposedly meets all the requirements FAA for under the seat in front of you and the overheads. So it's going to be a perfect travel guitar. So I'm excited to check this out. So let's get to the unboxing. Okay, so here it is. This is, check it out. That's it. That's the box. So let's make sure we don't cut into it. And again, I haven't seen this. I don't know really what it is. So this is kind of exciting. There we go. So that's the sort of a backpack style bag. Check that out. That's cool. So that's like a regular carry-on bag. And I'll have to refresh my memory as far as the dimensions for a carry-on. And it varies from airline to airline, so always double check. It says no larger than 22 by 14 by 9. This seems a little bit wider than 9. Nope, 9 by 14 by 22. Yep, so this is your FAA approved airline bag, and it's a backpack. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. So it's a backpack style. It's got two backpack straps on it. It's a really nice bag, really well made. It's got some compression straps on the side here. If you can see that. Those are helpful for if you fill it up a little bit more than it's supposed to be, you can cinch those down to compress it. It's got a couple little mesh bag, pockets here, and a zippered pocket in the front for maybe your tablet or whatever. Let's see, what else we got? We've got a little pocket here. This is interesting. I'm not sure what that's for. And a couple different openings. Okay, that's where the actual guitar is in that pocket. And then the front pocket is, oh, this is great. So this is, okay, this might be the neck. That's probably the neck. So there's a pocket there for the neck, and then this would totally hold a laptop computer. That's nice. And then this would hold some of your luggage. So even for taking to a gig, this thing is great. So let's open up the actual compartment that the guitar itself is in. Let me zip this one back up. Very well made. They are made in China. I believe it's an American company. We can jump on their website in a little bit and find out who they are. Okay, so then this is the inside where, okay, okay, so here we go. Here's some information about them. Says, howdy. Thanks for choosing our gear. We're a small family-owned company in Salado, Texas. If you enjoy your purchase, we'd be extremely grateful if you could give us a good review on Amazon. This really helps us. Also, if you purchased a guitar and you'd like a free set of strings, just message us at journeyinstruments.com and we'll give you a coupon code for a free set of strings mailed to your home USA address. So that's pretty nice. Thanks again. Enjoy your journey. Rob Bailey, Dad, Boss, and Box Packer. Okay. So then you also get okay, so this is your assembly guide here. This tells you exactly how to put the guitar together, which is what we want. So then, okay, so then this is, ooh, looks like I got the blue one. This is nice looking. This is the guitar, and you can see the strings. I don't know if you can see. The strings are on it, obviously, and then they just kind of have a little Velcro thing to hold them, and then another little Velcro bag here that holds, oh, okay, this is the headstock. This is the actual headstock. So it's in 3 pieces. That's right, I had forgotten that. So there you go, there's the headstock. Okay. So I have to assume when this is all put together, it's a full-size, more or less a full-size guitar. So, oh yeah, that's nice. Look at that. That is a pretty Telecaster. Look at that. That's beautiful. Okay, so now you've got a single, there's like a pin here that locks the head, or the neck, excuse me, in place. And then there's a big threaded bolt, which you can turn by hand with this little doodad here. And this is a string through body. It's got the nice contour cutouts. Sort of a modern looking Telecaster style. So let's grab the neck here and open that up. Okay. Yeah, ooh, rosewood. That might be the engineered rosewood. It's nice looking. This neck is really nice. Wow. And the truss rod adjustment, it looks like it's up in the top there. So we're going to put the head on, and that just slides on. There's a couple metal pins there, and that just slides into those reinforced holes. They're metal bushings in there. And then there's a little ledge carved out of the back of the neck here that fits in here. There's a little metal bracket, and that kind of gives it tension. Let's see if we got enough, if the strings are loose enough. And I think they're gonna have to be loosened up a little bit. And the headstock's actually not bad looking. Okay, so then you just push it forward. So it's kind of locked, but then you tighten it down with this thing here. And then that makes it nice and tight. There we go. Sweet. Look at that. And then you got a guitar. And it all fits in a carry-on bag. Look at this thing. Full-size guitar. Let me make sure it's in focus here. Full-size guitar. Yeah. Oh, it's got a 0 fret, which makes sense because of the way the headstock separates. Locking tuners on it. Very, very nice fret ends. Beautiful inlays. They got their logo here as an inlay. Mother of pearl dots. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's the engineered wood fretboard. More of a modern style bridge for the Telecaster there. Three ply pick guard, you know, 3-way switch, knurled knobs, and I'm not sure if those are Alnico magnets. We'll have to check that out. So this is model OT990BL1, and that is sweet. Very nice. Okay, so let's get this thing plugged in and check out how it sounds and how the setup is and if we're intonated and all that good stuff. Sounds really good. So that was bridge pickup. The middle. Volume and tone are all at 10. Still got the plastic on the neck pickup. I'm not sure if that matters any at all or not, but there you go. There we go. So it seems to me that the intonation is good. Intonation is really good. G is a little sharp, ever so slightly. Everything else seems really good. Okay, let's talk about specs. Let me get their website up here. Journey Instruments. And they do have a butterscotch Telecaster as well, but I believe those are out of stock. So here are the models that they offer. There's quite a few different acoustic guitar models. Some of them with the cutaway. Some of them are just solid. You know, they have like a concert style. This one says solid Sitka, solid top, solid acacia koa. So there's a lot of different varieties of guitar. They have ukuleles, looks like. Yep, so here is the overhead. Those are the ones that break down into 3 pieces and fit in an overhead bag for travel, air travel. So this is the one I have here. This is the Lake Belton Blue Texan travel guitar. It looks like these retail for $529, which is, that's a really good price for, you know, this is a really nice guitar. So if you compared this to, you know, say a higher end Squire or maybe the Sire brand or even Firefly. Fireflies are a little cheaper than this, but they're built about the same. I think the neck on this is superior. This thing is really nice. So that's not a bad price for just a standard guitar, but then you get the bag and it breaks down for travel. So I think that's a really fair price. So let's see if we can find some specs. Okay, so we're a solid poplar body, 25.5-inch scale length, gloss finish. This is a metallic blue. This is a really, really pretty, sort of like a Pelham blue or a Lake Placid blue. Really pretty. Dual single coil Alnico pickups. So these are Alnico pickups. That's nice. A bone nut. And this is a deep slotted, they call it. They've got a little support going on here. There's a couple traditional string trees at the top, but then they've got this retainer bar here, and then like a plastic retainer here, and that just keeps the strings from, you know, kind of falling off. They're trying to keep it so that the strings are sort of contained when you pull it apart, especially for the headstock, because the strings would kind of jump off. That's probably why they put the locking tuners on it too, so the strings wouldn't just jump off the pegs. So you've got all this support here to keep the strings in place, that's really cool. So then you can take everything apart, you can string it through that, in the bag there's that little retainer that holds the strings with the Velcro, and then the neck goes in that one bag. So they're calling it a medium U-shaped neck. I mean, to me it feels like every other Telecaster, Stratocaster style neck. It might be a little flatter than sort of your C shape, but I don't know, probably not much. At this point, most guitars have sort of the same shape to them for the neck. Dual action truss rod, 1 11/16, so 43 millimeter nut, so 1 11/16. I like it. It's not super narrow. I think some of them are the 5/16, 11/5/16, 42 millimeter, 41.5 millimeter. They get a little small for somebody with chunky fingers. Neck thickness at first fret, 0.88 inches, 22.5 millimeter. Neck width at 12th fret is 1.96, so it's a little narrower at the 12th fret than most are in the 2-inch or bigger range. Neck thickness at 5th fret. So they show you the thickness at the 5th and the 9th. So 0.91, 0.92, 21 frets total. Neck length unassembled is 18 and a half. 16-inch fretboard radius. So it's a little flatter than your traditional Telecaster. String spacing 34.5 millimeter at nut, 51.8 millimeter at saddle. They're calling it 7.6 pounds. I'm going to weigh it real quick here. Total length 38 inches, so it's a regular, like I said, it's a regular guitar. Once you put it together, it's a regular size guitar. Even the headstock is pretty much, normal size, quote unquote normal size. Let's see if I can find my scale. All right, so let's see what we got here for weight. I figured it was a little heavier than what they said. It's 8.2 pounds. So it's a little heavier. They got it listed at 7.6. But, wood density for the bodies probably varies. So I could tell it was a little heavier. Which still isn't too bad. I mean, there's a lot of hardware. I mean, this adds quite a bit of weight to it there, and some of the stuff that's on the headstock. Let's put it on a strap, see how that works. The button on this side is pretty low into the bout there. That might be for stability. Oh yeah, so it's balanced really well. Oops, if you can see, it doesn't, there's really no neck dive to it. That's pretty nice. All right, what else should we talk about? They pretty much took care of all the specs on the website, so let's run through some tones, clean and distorted tones. One thing I did want to do is talk about the frets, because the frets they're pretty wide. They're not super tall, but they're a little taller than I'm used to. And then the one concern I have is that the ends of them are filed pretty, but I don't think, because sometimes I'll have trouble when I pull, if I'm doing the D D chord, D sus, or whatever, you kind of can pull them strings off. But this one's not, I don't think they're too close to the edge. Okay, let's see. All right, real quick, thought I'd check the action on it. Action is pretty high for my taste. The high E is at 3, which is pretty high. Low E is about 2.25. I usually like to have that right around 1.5 to 1.75, and the high E I like, or the low E rather, I like it usually around 2 1/4. So it's a little high, but that can be adjusted, obviously. So, okay, we're gonna run through the pickups real quick here. So we've got the bridge pickup, and we're in a clean tone here. Out of tune again. Okay, and then here's the middle. And the bridge pickup. Okay, and then we'll put some distortion on it, do a little edge of breakup. And that's the neck pickup again. And the middle. And the bridge pickup. And then we'll put quite a bit of distortion on it. Pretty sloppy. That's better. That's the bridge pickup. Here's the middle again. And the neck. So there you go. Okay, final thoughts on this guitar. It's a great guitar. I like it. I think it sounds pretty good. The pickups on it, I don't know. Sometimes I on, you know, budget, quote unquote budget guitars, I think the middle position and the neck position get a little muddy. I think that's kind of true of this one. I like the bridge pickup on it. It's really bright. So, I mean, I don't know. That can obviously be corrected with tone, you know, tone controls and things like that. So I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, that's kind of subjective. Other than that, it's a really well-made guitar. It's a really nice-looking guitar. It feels good. It's easy to play. Seems to stay in tune. It's hard. I get criticized a ton for playing out of tune on these demos, but it's like, you know, you pull it out of the box, you tune it up, and you start playing it, and it's going to be out of tune. I mean, that's just how it is. I could probably spend a few hours stretching the strings out and all that good stuff, but, you know, I've got limited time to do these videos, so I just take it out of the box, tune it up, and play it. I mean, so what you see is what you're going to get. But other than that, I mean, it seems to stay in tune okay, except for the G string, which is typical. I mean, the tuning machines on it are really nice. So yeah, I don't know. It's you know, it's a great guitar. I don't have anything bad to say about it. The fact that it folds down into that backpack is pretty nice. For traveling with it, I mean, I'm definitely going to take it with me the next time I travel by air. So it's a little heavy. I'm used to the 7.25 pound guitars, so it came in at 8. It's a pound heavier. Came in at 8.25. I like the headstock on it. The headstock is nice. A lot of headstocks on you know, the budget guitars and in clones or knockoffs or whatever you want to call them are a little funny looking, but this one actually I like. It's kind of nice, and it's a traditional Telecaster style body, but it's got the belly carve and the extra contour there. Beautiful paint job, very well done. All the hardware on it seems really nice. 3-way switch is in, you know, works really well. Frets I think are nickel. I don't think they're stainless. The ends of them are a little, I guess you could say sharp, you know, because they file the fret ends this way, and these are pretty extreme. So up here at the top, I tend to pull off a little bit, but that could just be my playing style, but they seem a little steep to me. But they're not close. The strings aren't super close to the edge, so that's good. But so if you have a tendency to play like I do, where you're a little heavy-handed and you pull down, but it doesn't seem, it's not like it's pulling off the fretboard. But yeah, other than that, it's really great. The neck is really nice. The way it goes together is pretty cool. So let's take it apart and put it back in the bag to see how that goes. So you have the bag that the neck comes in and actually zips open, which is kind of cool. So let's see. So we're gonna undo the these are really handy, these tuning. So we're gonna undo the strings, the tension, you know, on the strings. Ooh, there's a little click there. I don't know what that was. Okay, so there's the tension off the strings. And then all you do is turn this nut, or a bolt rather, until it's freed up. And then it doesn't come apart right away. You got to press this button in, and then that releases the neck. So there you go, the neck is released. And then you just slide this off. There's 2 little metal bushings in there that these pins slide into, so you don't have to worry about it breaking the wood or anything. Okay, so let's grab the bag that the neck goes into, and it just slides right in there. It's nothing fancy, and then a Velcro tab there. So that's the neck. Okay, so then the body of the guitar, there's your bag, and you open it to that middle compartment. Okay, and this is where the guitar itself fits in. So there's a little flap here with the retainer for the strings, and then this is where the headstock goes. So we're going to just set it in here. Okay, and then we'll sort of stretch this out and put the headstock in the bag. Okay, and then that Velcro's closed. Okay, and then you've got your strings here, and then you just fit them into this retainer, and that kind of keeps them from getting away. So that's that. So then that's your guitar compartment. Okay, and then that zips closed. Okay, and then your neck goes in the, because there's there's sort of a middle pocket, middle compartment, and that's where the neck goes, and there's a little string bungee cord like in here for that, to hold that in place. Okay, so that holds that in place. So then you have room, like I said, you can get a laptop in here, you can get some clothes in here. Not a ton. I mean, if you're spending a weekend or something, there's probably enough in there for that. And then, like I said, then there's a pocket in the front for notebook or tablet, tablet computer maybe. You're definitely going to get a laptop in here. There's a lot of room in this, surprisingly. And then, like I said, so it's got a handle at the top to carry it with, and then the 2 backpack straps. Everything's adjustable. So there you go. That's it. That's the Journey Travel Telecaster. What was the model on that again? Let's check it out. Overhead electric collapsible travel guitar. Model on this one was OT990BL. Retails for $529 on their website. Not sure if you can get them. Looks like they're available through retailers as well as through the website. Yeah, you can get them all over the place. So, and lots of different acoustic models to choose from. Some with a cutaway, some without the cutaway. Solid tops. This one's cedar. Very nice looking. I'd be interested in playing one of the acoustic ones too. So anyway, there you go. If you're traveling, check it out. I think this is the way to go. It definitely meets the FAA requirements. You should be able to slide that right into the seat in front of you, or definitely in the overhead bin. So yeah, next time I travel, I'm going to be taking that with me, because it's kind of a bummer to leave my guitar at home when we were traveling over the holidays. We were gone for 12 days, I think it was. So basically 2 weeks without playing guitar. So there you go. Thanks to Journey Instruments for sending that over to me. Appreciate it. And check it out. Links in the description. Like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Jayce, Allan Guitar. We'll see you next time.